York Rangers shut out the San Jose Sharks in the return of Igor Shesterkin. 37 save shutout for Igor. And it's actually back-to-back shutouts. Big gap in between, but if you remember, against the Tampa Bay Lightning, in an afternoon game where the Rangers won 4-0, Shesterkin had the shutout in that game as well. I believe that's his third shutout of the year for Igor. But the bigger story than that is Braden Schneider makes his NHL debut, first-round pick in 2020. The Brady Shea trade with Carolina is how the Rangers acquired that first-round pick, and they traded up a few spots to get Schneider. That was the Lafreniere draft, and Braden Schneider is called up, makes his NHL debut, and scores a goal, which is pretty remarkable. He didn't score a goal in Hartford this season. He is known more as a physical defensive defenseman, and that's what makes it crazy. He's the first defenseman on the Rangers to score first NHL goal in the first NHL game since Tomas Polk in 2004. So really remarkable and a great story. And I think it's fair to say that we'll see Schneider in the lineup again against the Flyers in the next game. But really what happened was Schneider took the place of Nils Lundkvist. Nils Lundkvist was sent down, and that makes sense. It's one thing for a guy like Tenorti, Hayek to be healthy scratch. That's not a big deal. But you don't want Lundkvist to be sitting around. Now, he's getting top minutes in Hartford, and, hopefully we'll see him again. But it was clear that the coaching staff was not fully in love with his game. I think that he's actually had been improving. It was a rough start, but I think that he was getting better. But Schneider adds a little bit of a different element, more, like I said, more physical, more defensive-minded. Ironically, he scores a goal immediately. But, I think for a first game, it was all good. And playing with Patrick Nemeth in general is not an easy thing to do. I think Lundkvist saw that. And, Nemeth, to me, he's more of – honestly, he seems like more of a sixth or seventh defenseman, but he's treated as a number five. He's treated as like a true number five. Third pair, but still. Someone that does get penalty kill minutes. But so it's nice to have Shesterkin back. Schneider makes his debut. But another player hits the COVID list, and that's Alexis Lafreniere. I mean, at this point, it's more players that have gone on the COVID list, it feels like, over the course of time that have not. And so Anthony Greco, who is someone originally born in Queens, a local kid, someone who a bit of a journeyman of sorts within organizations. I think he's played, before this game, I believe he had played one NHL game with the Panthers a few years ago. So really, we're getting deep down the list on forwards because think about it. Goodrow, Lafreniere, Reeves, Gauthier, Hunt, that right there, even if we want to take it a step further, Sammy Blais, whether it be COVID or injury, the forward, unit has definitely taken a bit of a hit. And so you're seeing players like Greco in lineup. He actually looked pretty good. And it's funny. He, I think, was a part of the Sharks organization, never played for the NHL club. But Greco, I believe, was playing with the Barracuda, the AHL affiliate. I think that was the organization he might have been in before the Rangers. But Greco looked really good. I'm not expecting anything from him in a big sense moving forward. But look, like in terms of the next game against Philly, if, let's just say, Ryan Reeves comes back, Reeves or Gauthier, like maybe Greco is kept in the lineup. It's tough to say. Maybe not. But Greco played with Rooney and McKegg. So basically, Hedl got moved up on the wing to play with Panarin and Strome. And that line had its struggles, but eventually they would, for that Schneider goal, they were a part of the Schneider goal, which was good. But, ups and downs. Panarin's still not quite right, still rusty. Strome, I'm frustrated with his game. And Hedl, it could be better, but give him credit for a nice assist on the Schneider goal. But the point is that the bottom two lines were Rooney, McKegg, Greco, and then the Gettinger, Barron, Brodzinski line, which we've seen. And they held their own. They really did. But, most importantly, is Kreider and Zibanejad have just been really going strong. Kreider pretty much the whole year, and which reminds me, Adam Fox named to his first All Star game, and Chris Kreider named to his second. So Kreider, the last time they had an All Star game, which I guess the 2020 season, Kreider was a part of that All Star game. I believe he replaced Artemi Panarin that time. But with the way the rules are, you could only have it's very thin rosters. It's 11 per division, and each team has to have a representative. So, someone like a Panarin or a Shesterkin would have absolutely been deserving, but, it's tough to have too many players on one team. So Fox and Kreider, are on the team. And Chris Kreider, on the day that it's announced, scores 2 goals. And one of them being an empty net goal. 23 goals in the year for Kreider. This has been quite the season for him. But, as far as the game goes, first period, Ryan Strome takes a penalty at 10:14. And Strome, is someone who we've seen take penalties. It's definitely been a bit of an issue, but the Rangers score a short-handed goal, and it's Kreider, his 22nd goal of the season at the time, and a really nice assist by Zibanejad, and Fox gets the other assist. So that makes it 1-0 right there at 10:25 in the first period. So it was Kreider who gets on the board. Not a great goal by Adin Hill, who was in net for the Sharks. But, like I said, Kreider has – and the good thing, that was his first career shorthanded goal. And I should also mention, with the empty net goal that he scored, he has 200 goals in his career. So a milestone for Kreider. But this is, his first shorthanded goal, because this is a player who hadn't really killed penalties, I would say, really last year for a little bit. More so this year, though, where he kind of took the Buchnevich role with Zibanejad. But that duo has really been clicking very strong. And Zibanejad's looked really good. He's such a streaky player. He's looked very good lately. It's amazing where things just kind of click for him. And then all of a sudden, he's looking like one of the best players in the league. So that gives the Rangers a 1-0 lead. I would say that first period for the Rangers wasn't really a great one. And just in general, the Rangers generating 5-on-5 offense, it just hasn't been easy. The Rangers' special teams have been tremendous. Power play and penalty kill, for the most part, have been really, really good. I haven't checked the stats in the last few days, but at worst, they're top 10 in each. At worst, they're top 10. Probably, maybe the power play is more, I bet you, the penalty kill is probably better than the power play. It would not surprise you the penalty kill was top 5 in the NHL. As tonight, they killed off both power plays and like I said, scored a shot and a goal on that one. Second period, K'Andre Miller is boarded, and that led to a little bit of a skirmish. Miller would leave for momentarily, but he'd come back, no worse for wear. I think they checked for a concussion, but he was fine, so that's good. And then Trouba was very much involved. He was even involved after the Miller hit, and Trouba and Timo Meier would have matching 2-minute penalties as they were, pushing each other in front of the net, in front of Shesterkin. And then later in that period, it would be a fight for Jacob Trouba as he gets a 5-minute major, of course, in front. So that was tough in that situation where you don't want to lose him for that amount of time. But what it did was it gave more time to the likes of a Braden Schneider. Which was beneficial. So Trouba, Miller and Trouba had been logging a lot of minutes in the first half of the game. And I noticed in the third, it didn't seem like they were as much in the third period, although if you look at their final time on ice, still pretty strong, especially for K'Andre Miller. I guess, again, when Trouba missed all that time with the fight, obviously his time on ice seemed a little bit less than normal, but Trouba was definitely getting involved in the fisticuffs. And I don't know, maybe with no Ryan Reeves in the lineup, maybe Trouba feels more of a sense of getting involved in that aspect. I don't know. Probably not. I think he would do that anyway. But we've seen him a lot this year, extremely physical, and he's gotten into some fights. So that right there, the 1-0 Rangers heading into the third. And I felt like it'd be good for the Rangers to score another goal to give them a little bit of breathing room. After a good second period, they didn't score, but it was a pretty good second. And in the third, a minute and 27 in, Braden Schneider scores his first NHL goal. Really nice play as Panarin gets the puck over to Strome. It was either to Strome and then to Hedl or Hedl to Strome, but it was that line. And Schneider was, it might have been Strome that fed Schneider. He was wide open and just buried it past Aiden Hill. Looked like a natural and was very excited. And that makes it 2-0 Rangers. Trouba would take a penalty with 3 minutes left, but the Rangers, as they do, kill it off. And then Chris Kreider gets an empty net goal to seal it. So really a very exciting win, and against a Shark team that isn't particularly good. They're not bad. This is a team that did occupy, at least going into this game, I believe they actually surprisingly did occupy a Western Conference playoff spot. So they're in that mix. But really the keys that stick out to me in this game, Kreider with 2 goals, a shorthanded goal, first of his career, his 200th goal in his entire career with that empty net goal. Igor Shesterkin with the 37 save shutout and coming back looking like he didn't miss any time. Just incredible. He is so good and such a key for this team. And then Braden Schneider. Playing about a little less than 15 minutes of ice time and scoring his first NHL goal. Just hopefully this is something that he could just roll from here. I mean, that'd be the ideal if somehow he is able to kind of just stick. And, you look back on this moment as, the beginning of Schneider's career and a great way to start it. So the Rangers do shut out the Sharks in the season as the Rangers had won at the Garden 1-0 in that game where Shesterkin got hurt. So Sharks unable to score against the Rangers this year. The Rangers done a very good job of not giving up goals. It's just been credit goaltending, credit the overall defense as well. It's much improved. You can just tell the system is such that they're not giving up as many grade A chances, but again, it's a little bit of both. The goaltending has been excellent. So now the road trip technically continues. They head back east to finish off this 5-game road trip. And it'll be against the Philadelphia Flyers, who have been struggling a lot. They're due for a win, but the Rangers are definitely the better team. So pretty quick turnaround as they play Saturday. Expectations, if it was a normal situation, I'd feel pretty good about their chances, but you never know. Flyers are due for a win. Their roster, in my mind, isn't completely terrible. So it'll be an interesting situation to see and who comes back from the COVID list and who sadly joins it, because it seems like that's just been happening. So again, successful end as the Rangers head back east after a shutout victory against the San Jose Sharks.